home buyers are signing on the dotted line. According to the National Association of Realtors, pending home sales unexpectedly rose last month. Industry experts say it's a good sign for future activity in the housing market. What does it all mean to you? Frank Wjbk is a broker and owner at Realty Executives Hometown in Shelby Township. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Deena.
So let's talk money. Interest rates, they're up, but they're still reasonable, right?
Yeah, it's, rates are up, but it's created an opportunity for a lot of potential purchasers. The market has seen a little change where we're seeing houses stay on the market. We're seeing more inventory, so buyers have more opportunity there to acquire something. So it has helped generate more sales recently.
Yeah, Frank, when you have a market where there's people are rushing to make bids over asking and there's no inventory, it's really not great because it just creates all this chaos, right?
Yeah, it's really challenging, and people get discouraged, and they just really get out of the housing market at that point. With rates rising, we've seen the opposite effect now, that buyers and potential sellers that have been on the sidelines are wanting to get in the market, maybe for fear of rates going too much higher, but the reality is it's created opportunities. But there's still some things that buyers have to be prepared for. So there's some steps that we suggest the buyer take prior to getting in the market.
Go ahead.
One of those is make sure that they save some money. So there's a great program that we have in Michigan, first-time home buyer savings program, where somebody can open an account, either the buyer themselves or family or friends can open an account for them that's tax deferred, that they can use towards their future closing costs. So that savings program is a great opportunity to start saving money, because they're going to need money for their down payment or improvements or whatnot. So they're for allowable deductions in the closing transaction. Other things the buyers are going to need to do is make sure they're pre-approved, not pre-qualified. Make sure they give a potential lender all the information, income documents, tax returns, and make sure they get their credit report looked at. We don't want to get the opportunity to buy a house and not be prepared for that. Those are probably the most important things buyers need to do, be prepared. We're seeing still some competition, but we're seeing houses that are sitting, a week, 2 weeks now. So that's a good thing. It's getting more of a level market right now for us.
All right, Frank. And quick question, how do you advise people to not become house poor? In other words, how do you get a realistic expectation of what a house is going to cost you?
Yeah, that's really challenging, because how are these rates affecting you financially? You really have to set a budget and talk with your lender to see what potential price points are going to do to affect that budget. With gas and groceries going up, and rates going up, you're probably not going to afford as much as you could 6 months ago, but that doesn't mean you're out of the market. There's, potential opportunities with ARMs coming out in the mortgage industry. There's also something called assumable loans that I think are going to be really popular shortly here, where somebody can assume somebody's current loan if it's assumable, like an FHA mortgage. That could save some rate and some closing costs. So we'll see that, I think, in the near future also.
All right, so still a seller's market, it looks like, Frank?
I think it's still leaning on the seller's market. I think we're going to be turning pretty quickly here, where it becomes more of a level playing field. So I think we have another month or two of a seller's market, but I don't think much longer than that.
There you go. Hey, Frank, give me a pronunciation of your last name.
Wjbk.
Okay. I think I was pretty close. Good. Frank,
yeah, pretty good.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Good stuff. There you see Frank's contact information. Thanks, Frank. Ryan?
Thanks, Jim.